was your favorite part about it? Or one of your favorite parts?
Well, one of my favorite part about the job.
Yep.
My favorite part about it, I think my favorite part about it was just seeing the grind. You feel me? Like his progression, basically, like just the grind. Like he finally got signed, and then they still wasn't like they shelved him after the accident. They still wasn't fucking with him, and he's still doing his own shit. He feel like y'all don't gotta give me no release. I'm still gonna give me no release date. I'm still gonna put my shit together. I'm still gonna, you feel me, moving and shaking. I'm recording. I'm videotaping everything, documenting everything. I'm booking my own shows. I'm getting my name out there myself. Like really grinding, dog. Like. And then just the come up to that, him putting the album out and everybody fucking with it, that shit was live, dog. I just fuck with the whole come up, the whole process, you feel me?
Originally, my favorite part was, well, it wasn't really a part, it was watching not only Kanye, but like so many other people in their youth, pretty much. Like you saw Jay-Z, you saw Ludacris, you saw all of them when they were like, they were stars, but they weren't at their peak just yet. Like they were almost there. We saw Beyonce, but now after like watching the second part with you, and you kind of pointed out how you said you can see like a lot of J. Cole and Kanye. That was my favorite part. It was like you can see how Kanye influenced so many different people.
What you mean by that? You can see J. Cole and Kanye.
So I eventually switched that and was like, well, I guess it's a lot of Kanye and Cole because he came first. Yeah. But initially, that's what I told him. I was like, bro, like
what in particular?
It was some of the things he said, but in particular the lyrics. There, I don't remember what song it was, but there was a certain way he was like, there was just a certain you know like how you can hear a rapper's flow, or like when we talk about Tory Lanez, we can obviously hear he's inspired by Drake. It's just the way he says something. You're like, hold on.
Yeah.
Nobody would say that line just like that. And as I just kept listening, I'm like, okay, like I could definitely feel like I could definitely see he was probably heavily influenced by Kanye, and I don't think that was obvious to me because I don't listen to Kanye.
Like just the way he put bars together.
Yeah. It was just like literally just the flow, like the amount of syllables, the timing of it, the way he said it changed his voice. It was like what, like. I think he said like an actual ad-lib that sounded, or was it that? I was like, he actually sounded like J. Cole. J. Cole has said that many times on the warm-up. Dead Presidents, the first Dead Presidents, he made that sound. Yeah, so it was crazy, like, oh. Like,
so what is your opinion on Kanye? Like, as a
okay, so it's pretty much everything that you just said, that was why I rock with, bro. I was telling him, like, I've never been into him with Kanye at all. So the song Through the Wire, I totally missed.
You never
no, I've heard the song.
But you don't get you didn't know the story.
Never, ever, bro. Yeah, I was sitting right on the floor, and I was sitting there like, oh, like
you ain't never seen the music video.
Never. I didn't care for it, you know. So like I said, that's a song that like I'll know because it's one of his famous songs. Everybody has heard that song, so I've heard it off the strength of that. But never really looked into what it
even not knowing the story though, like a song like that, like musically, that don't do it.
Oh, it is a great song. But that's what I was saying. Like I only came across that off the strength of it being a great song.
Okay.
You feel me? Everybody liked it. Everybody's playing it. That's really the only capacity that I heard it in. So I kind of left there. You know, if fans are talking about it, I leave the Kanye fans to talk about it. I'm not participating in it because I'm just not a fan. But now I realize that they were talking about what that song meant, and I missed that because I wasn't participating in the conversation. Right. So I was like, wow. Like so just like how you said his come up, that blew my mind. The fact that I love the fact that stuff be documented. Like they had all of that footage when he's sitting back like, man, I'm so close. I'm right there. And I feel like as long as I got Chicago with me, I don't see how I can't do it. Like they looking at him as a cornball, a lame. He over dreaming, and he is so serious and focused. Like, bro, I am right there. And being able to see that, like he said, seeing these rappers like real time experiences, like Pharrell and Luda. you don't want to hear them tell that story. If Luda had told a story in like a radio interview and was like, I remember when Kanye was you know, like it don't hit the same way when you watch him like, wait, this is you? Right. No, for real, this you? Like he like is in awe. Pharrell is like, I didn't know. He said, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't know.
He went to the next studio like Kanye just played me.
You feel me? And Kanye looking at them as the heavy hitters. He said at a point, he was like, I'm in the studio with Luda and Ghostface and Jay-Z all day. You don't think I'm going to learn something? Yeah. And so to see how he looked at them as like, they were his benchmark at a point in time. Like, they were his blueprint. Like, I gotta do that. I gotta learn that. And then he became Kanye West.
Yeah, surpassed.
Like, wow. I think that story made me go like, huh.
So what was your favorite part, your favorite story in there, your favorite just thing about it or whatever?
My favorite thing? I mean, the Through the Wire story, just like he explained, I already knew that story, but just watching him like in the dentist, in the whatever it's called.
His interaction with the dentist was
and he's just like humming the chorus to it. It's like
facts. I'm always thinking that music, man.
Yeah, it's like I'm a Kanye fan, but I wasn't always one of the people who thought everything he touched was gold. Like he was that type of genius.
I understand, bro.
And now I'm like
even more so.
He's a genius.
Kanye is that, dog. Like even more so now. Like I always fuck with Kanye, dog. The long way. Like I just always got it. You feel me? Like I fuck with it. I gravitated to it sonically. You feel me? But I just got it. I got him. You feel me? Like I just understood him. Like I just see what he was doing.
See, I think that's where I was missing it. I didn't get it. I saw the finished product in Kanye West. So certain decisions, certain actions, I'm like, oh, he might be crazy, or he might be this. He ain't really that good. Right. But like if I'm listening to like a Yeezus, it's like I'm gonna judge you and go, oh, I don't see why y'all think he's that good. And that's the problem. That's the thing. When you're not really a fan of somebody and you only come across what's popping at that moment, it's like, oh, y'all crazy if y'all think he this good. But stuff like that made me go, wait, he was clearly better than I took him. Right. Now I understand why the world think he a genius. Like specifically calling him a genius. Yeah. I have seen that term and Kanye West's name in the same sentence so many times. And like, what? Like I don't get it. Just like I said, like I just can't grasp that. And now seeing him go, bro, I'm gonna be the best dressed rapper in the world. And he looked now in his world he was fresh. He looked terrible. At the time he was fresh. Us looking back on it now, it's like, wow, we were terribly dressed. Right. And to see him still carry that 20 years later and be so serious and do it, we can have our opinions about the actual clothes that Yeezy got, but in terms of him becoming that fashion icon that he set out to be, he 100% did it, and I think that is crazy.
So, two things. There's one I want to touch on, what you was talking about. What song was you just talking about? Through the Wire. Not Through the Wire. Damn, what's President Kanye? J. Cole? No, it was a Kanye song. But the same, what song was it that had the choir singing the chorus? That is Through the Wire, huh? That was Through the Wire. But that scene though, when they was like when they started the choir rehearsal, and that one small tweak when they was singing it, and he was like, but I want y'all to like break it up. Yeah, and everybody sing. Something like that.
Like they all three
like, said something. Just that one simple little thing, like I was like, yeah, like I was like, yeah, like that shit was so hard to me, dog.
Casual it was, like he was just sitting there listening and said, you know what I think would be dope? If y'all just
what? And that shit was hard, and then the choir reaction, like, cause the little whoever the nigga called who like directed them, I think y'all directed, like. Whatever,
we with you.
Yeah. And then when they in the studio actually turned on the music that y'all was singing the hook to, everybody in there was like, oh, okay. Oh, that shit was just so hard to me.
Stuff
dog.
like that is where people react. Kanye's a genius.
Dog,
Like,
if you, that's why I always like bring up when we talk. Every time we talk about music, I always bring up like the way you listen to music. Like I know you listen to a lot of new shit on your headphones or whatever. But like I really fuck with music. Like I listen to, I don't watch, like I don't have any streaming services and shit. Like I don't watch TV. I watch YouTube and I listen to music. You feel me? So I'm an advocate for listening to music like on speakers and like shit like that. That's why I got big ass speakers in my truck. That's why I got big speakers in my house. You feel me? Like to hear how it's supposed to sound. You feel me? So when you really hear that, you hearing all the bass hitting right here, or the guitar go crazy right here, or whatever right here, like, and you just really surrounded by it, like some surround sound type shit, like damn near like you at a concert. You feel me? Like it's just different when you first hear music like that. You feel me? Versus listening to it in some headphones, which you feel me? Ain't nothing wrong with everybody listening to music in headphones.
Yeah.
It's just the experience. You feel me? Like they make music in the studio, so I want to listen to that shit. Like I'm damn near in the studio, like I got the equipment. You feel me? Speakers and shit.
To that point, the rappers wear headphones still.
When they in the booth, you feel me?
Well, yeah, when they recording it.
When you recording, but we not recording. You listen. When they listen to it on the studio. But I see what he trying to do though. Try to poke at me.
Yeah. I'm like.
It's all good though. But I was gonna ask you though. I was gonna ask you about like his relationship with his mom though. You feel me? Like that's really what made him. Dog, I was crying a lot. I'm a crier, nigga. When it comes to movies and shit like that, like. I don't give a fuck. I was like, damn, at the end, like, I was like, when she died, I lost it, dog. Because she was really, like, there for him, like, that way, for everything, like, right by his side. Everything.
Good,
like,
Kanye. I like that. Kanye.
Man, she knew all the lyrics and shit. She was cool with all his homies.
That's my favorite song. She was introducing herself to people. I thought it was crazy because I had never even seen a picture of her. So when I was watching at a certain point in time, I didn't even know it was her. I was just like, because he don't really favor her too much, you know, like they kind of have that gap. So eventually I was like, maybe that's his mom, but I wasn't sure. And then when she said, I think he said like, that's my mom, Donda. And then she said, hi guys, I'm Donda. And I was like, oh. And so now I got a little connection where I'm like watching her reaction to every scene. And I'm like, wow, like that's crazy. Now it makes sense, you know, like stuff like that.
And shout out to Cootie because of how he documented it. When she was talking, the camera wasn't immediately on her, and then as soon as she said, "I'm Donda," it went straight to her. And it was like,
that was crazy.
But you can kind of see how like when she passed, like how he changed, how he spiraled. You feel me? Like everybody call you crazy and shit. Everybody think you nuts and shit. Where does niggas stand on Kanye now? Like today, you feel me? You still feel he crazy?
I don't think he's crazy.
How much credence do you give to his words? You feel me? Basically?
A lot. I've always given credence to it. I'm a person that could tell you like, bro, that sounded crazy, but he wasn't wrong. I've always judged him in that regard. He just happens to say he happens to sound crazy all the time, and that's where I'm like, okay, do better. You know, like you can't sound crazy all the time, but he's valid. But I definitely wouldn't say he was crazy. I like that kind of social awkwardness is him. He been that I was telling him, I'm like, I could see how we eventually accepted guys like Drake. Drake is a lame. He can rap, he cool, this, that, and the third, but at his core, he's a lame. Kanye was like the first guy to be like, I'm really a lame. All y'all could be the tough street guys, this, that, and the cool guy. I'm really a lame, I'm a dweeb. But I'm nice at this, I'm so nice at this that I'm accepted. I'm appreciated, and so I felt like he was like that blueprint for that. So to see him still maintain that quirkiness, he just like, he got that awkwardness about him, but at the same time, you 100% cool with it because he's who he is. You know, like that's still Kanye. So
that's low-key what makes him great.
Like, appreciate my opinion.
The fact that I definitely think he is mentally ill, but I think it's just because he obviously suffered a traumatic event multiple times. Like he almost died and his mom died.
Yeah, those two traumatic events for sure.
And the way his brain is set up, like this is.
It was always delicate. It was always delicate, and it's like once them two things happen, it's like just like the balance.
Yeah.
Because you feel me? Like, man, I don't know if you say you didn't see all the way through to the very, very end, but like just at the end, like them conversations he was having, like with the white people, like the real estate investors or whatever, and just to have his mind just go, how he just turned up out of the blue, like, they said I couldn't do this, and now look at me, like, shit, like he talk his shit, but then he just go off sometimes, like
he has like unorganized thoughts. Like he doesn't. He starts off making a point, and then it just branches into a bunch of different things. Where it's like, what are you talking about? Bro?
Right.
Like I said that when he was on Joe Rogan doing an interview. He said something crazy. It was like he was talking about how he was flying people into Wyoming and they were trying to assassinate him. And he was like, but they're not trying to. He said they're not trying to Martin Luther King Jr. me, they're trying to Bob Marley me. And then Joe Rogan was like, what do you mean by that? Like, we just sitting there like, all right, Kanye, what do you mean by, like, you talking about two different types of assassinations?
Right.
But I do think he is, like, I mean, that, like we just said, it ties into why he's a genius. His brain just operates differently than a normal person.
Right. And you feel me? Like I don't want to say I can relate to it. Like I don't like look at like whatever you feel me. But I like my brain work like that sometimes too, where I assume niggas know kind of what I'm thinking. Kind of where you just assume somebody know the fullness of it.
What your intent.
Like I'm sure y'all done heard me just say. You done heard me before because you called me up before just say something out the blue. You was like, what? I put it together for you. Like like I'll be like, okay, I don't really niggas not really like keeping up with it. Niggas can't know everything that come in my head. Like, that connected to this, and now I just blurted it out.
Right. Like you knew, like we didn't know, right?
Right. I do that shit all the time. Though. I didn't realize niggas start calling me out. What? I'll be like, no, cause this. Oh.
It be making perfect sense though. Like, okay.
I just jumped like two steps ahead.
Right. Nah, that shit was dope though. I definitely walked out of there having a different opinion of him. Like, and now I still haven't had the chance to listen to his music, but now I want to. You know, like I've never felt the urge.
Yeah, you got to.
Now I'm like, I have to because now I need to understand a little more.
Every song on that album was hard as fuck. Every song they put together.
What album was that specific song on?
College. Cause that whole shit was about him making college.
Okay.
All them songs they went through was him like actually putting the album together despite not having a release.
And is that his first album?
That was his first album.
When they shelved it.
His first rap album.
I think that's crazy too, the fact that they shelved it. I like that Dame was honest about that. I told you. I appreciate that Dame was like, you know, we kind of wasn't taking him serious when he said he wanted to rap. He's like, stick to beats, you know. I like that he kept it real. Because another person kind of would have lied and kind of would have been like, oh, you know, I always knew he had it in him.
Type shit,
and blah, blah, blah. Dame was like, look, we shelved you, bro. Like, you was nice at this. Do this. He said, stick to beats, kid. Like, I appreciate that he was real with that. But I thought that was crazy to see that he was just somebody they like just, you a throwaway. You know, like in terms of that aspect of what he wanted to do. You know, like in another regard, they obviously look at you highly, but in rapping, they were like they didn't even comprehend why you even wanted to rap.
Right.
And so you got zero attention, and just to continue to push through, and like I said, like you become Kanye. Yes.
Right.
What?
Right. That's another thing I took from the documentary though. Speaking about him like starting off as a producer or still being a producer, whatever. Like, I guess the point I'm about to make is just like about perspective. You feel me? Like just the way you take things, I guess, because like when he was in the hallways of Rockefeller and all of that shit, like the art, he'd be trying to talk to the artist or talk to an exec or something, and the artist just be like, man, I need my motherfucking beat. Like, he got his beat already, where my beat? Or Kanye trying to talk to him about music, or Kanye trying to talk to him about him rapping, or whatever.
Right.
Or even the executive, and they'd be like, man, nigga, or like Big Face Gary was a nigga in there, he was like, you the best rapper, producer. He was like, rapper, producer? Like, no, don't do my name like that. I'm the best rapper, nigga. That's like saying you the best kid rapper, or you the best girl rapper. Like, I'm not the best rapper producer. Like, I'm the best rapper. You feel me? But just the way people was like, oh, fuck all that. Like, give me my beat, or like, you feel me? Fuck what you talking about. You ain't no rapper. Like, oh yeah, whatever. You just trying to rap. But that even go back to what we were just saying about like niggas not really knowing everything that's on your mind, like on your that you see. You feel me? You just gotta stay on your path, dog. Like fuck that. Right. Be that.
And to be that good, it takes like true vision. Like Kanye literally envisioned how his life would play out. Like he dropped 3 classics in a row.
Right.
Like
man,
in a row. Like people, that's why watching people's reaction to Through the Wire is so cool, just because a lot of them have never heard Kanye rap.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not only their first time hearing him rap, that's like he's good too. Like this is a really good song. Like oh man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I wish whoever is around Drake is documenting all.
Yeah, like
his
we
whole come up.
gotta see it Drake down.
I want to see what it looked like when because I know he was rapping while he was still on Degrassi, but when his first like good song was played for somebody, something like that.
For a banger.
Yeah, to the point where like it was like, okay, I can see a future in this. Yeah. Playing it for Jay Prince or something.
You're right.
I think another thing J. Cole got from Kanye was how his first 3 albums related to each other. It's a bit more, even if it's more so entitled, because I haven't heard the album, so I would assume that
he did a whole series. Even his last album he dropped, J. Cole went still with that.
Oh yeah, I thought you were talking about Kanye, but yeah, but I like that he kind of stuck with that. I like J. Cole. There's like a bunch of singles that came out before his first album. He sang the album titles to what he eventually dropped. Like he knew he was gonna have a sideline story. He knew he was gonna have Born Sinner. I think he said something Born Sinner after that. But he knew like what he was gonna call these albums. Right. He had the titles to the songs and like now knowing that, seeing the album, like okay, he must have got that from somebody like Kanye because Kanye did that. I'm like like now that makes sense. So like stuff like that makes me want to hear the music because I want to see y'all might see the growth, hear the addition of certain sounds, the subtraction of certain sounds. Right. So now I'm like, I want to experience that because I'm like, okay.
Right. You listen to it with new ears.
Yeah. Now I care. I don't want to just hear the songs that
I thought
on the radio.
J. Cole, I thought you was talking about how you got like the warm up, the come up. You feel me?
That too. Yeah. He got a small mixtape called The Blow Up.
Yeah. So, the Blow Up. Yeah. Okay. And then Kanye shit was college dropout. Late registration, graduation, shit.
Yeah. So I thought that was super tight.
Nah, that's good.
Stuff to some growth.
So a lot of everybody gets shit from somewhere. Like ain't nothing new under the sun.
That's a fact.
But everybody gets influenced by somebody. That's a fact.
But to be sleeping on somebody and then not only find that somebody is influenced by that person you've been sleeping on, but your favorite rapper is heavily influenced by that person you've been sleeping on. That was a kind of like a shell-shocking experience. Like, like I said, I first told him, like, I see a lot of Cole in him. But then I had to realize, like, who came first? And so I'm like, well, I guess I see a lot of Kanye and Cole. So I was like, I told him, I said, am I low-key a Kanye fan now? Like, man, so yeah, the doc was well done. But his story, like I think that's what make it really good. Like not only was the doc well done, story well told, like but the story well lived. You know, like he really, like he said, he mapped out his life and he did all of it. That's crazy.
Facts. And you got something else on the documentary you want to say? I want to know how y'all feel about this nigga and Pete Davidson. Did y'all see this video? Have y'all seen this music video?
I did. I saw the snippet where he buried him, but I didn't watch the whole entire thing.
Oh my god! The easy video with him in game, bro. That shit is like the time you putting into this dude is ridiculous. Yeah. Bro. Like they had like an animation, like a clay animation of Ski Davidson. You feel me? Like just abusing him basically through the whole video, ended up killing him, burying him. Like you feel me? Like. Put rose seeds on him, like body and shit. Like going crazy, dog. Like going crazy. Like, just how y'all feel about it? How he's going about this? The whole shit, the divorce, the dude. Like, just y'all thoughts on the situation in general.
I think it's just publicity. Like he has music coming out.
Yeah.
He has a lot going on right now. Like, it's publicity. If it goes on. I've already checked out of it, but if it goes on to like the end of the summer, then I'm gonna be like, all right, Kanye, like, go away, please. Like, no, I don't want to hear a word from you anymore, even if it's music.
Right.
Like, it's a lot now. It was funny in the beginning, but
yeah,
now it's like, who cares? Like, nobody cares. Do you even care that much, or is it just for publicity?
Right.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
what you doing? He definitely not keeping it P. I would just say that. What you think?
I agree. Definitely not keeping it P.
Yeah.
I felt like this was MJ. I feel like he definitely was doing it for the music. That's obvious. But part of me feel like this is like ego inspired. Like, whether we are divorced or not, I got kids with you, I got experiences with you, and at least at some point it looked like he was actively trying to get her back. So, like, for the sake of ego, like the paparazzi following you and my girl, like everywhere y'all go, when y'all sneaking out of hotels together, all the Instagram, you know, like, for the sake of my ego, my manhood, I'm finna overdo you. Like, I'm finna bury you. Like, and I think that's why he, like, literally buried him in the video. I think it was, like, figurative as well. Like, dog, I'm not going out like this. I'm Kanye West.
Right.
You, Skeet Davidson, like, you not gonna be the dude that get a W over me. And I think that's in my eyes 65% of this. I absolutely believe it was the music though. I feel like if he didn't have no music dropping, that stem player and down to all of that, if he ain't had that going on, he might have toned it down a little while ago. But he absolutely would have still been on this type of time in a general sense because of the ego. You know, like, you getting embarrassed. You know, it's like Skeet Davidson took your girl. You already have Kim Kardashian, who the world looks at as, if not Beyonce, Rihanna, she's probably the hardest girl to date in the world. You know, like, she's the most beautiful girl in the world. I don't think that, but I'm like, in terms of the world, she's amongst them. Kim Kardashian is beautiful. So he looking at that like, man, I got the girl that everybody in the world want. I had to become this otherworldly person to even be worthy of being with her, and you, Skeet Davidson, just come and take my girl? I think it's that. It's like, I worked too hard for her to let you do that. Like, I'm gonna talk about you every day. If I can't beat you up, I'm gonna publicly embarrass you every day. I'm gonna make a video, I'm gonna make a diss song, I'm gonna do whatever I can do every day if I can't put hands on you. Because you're not gonna get a dub on me. I think that's what it is, largely.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's an ego thing. Like, I don't know if it's for the music. Like, I think, you feel me, it's just happening, it's going on at the same time. So, yeah, you're going to use, like, obviously it's going to bring attention to the music. I don't know if that's the reason he's doing it. Like, I really think he feel away. You feel me? Like, just like how we see him on the documentary, like, really curate his life and,
Right.
and you feel me, manifest everything. Like, that's my wife with my kids and all of that,
right.
and you breaking this up, like, you feel me, like, you know niggas feel like that after you get out of a relationship or something. You feel like it's the next nigga that broke your shit up with them instead of like you fucking up and doing whatever.
Be forever with him, like.
Yeah, like, you ruined my relationship. You feel me? You came in and now you in the house with my kids and shit. Like, nigga, you just taking it to heart. You feel me? Like, we all know people who probably then. Who go crazy, you feel me, like over a chick that's no longer there, type shit, like ready to beat anybody up. They see
right.
Whatever,
Come on, bro.
He just not handling it very well. You feel me? He taking the L with this one.
Yeah, definitely losing. I understand his motivations.
Right.
Like, that's tough though.
They say he getting all the new girls he been messing with, all like
lookalikes.
And
yeah.
Shit, like,
that makes him look worse.
That make him look worse, dog. You out here tripping.
Damn.
Tripping. Yeah, that's crazy as hell.
Didn't Reggie Bush do that too? He like
Yep.
started dating a girl.
Sure did.
Exactly like Kim Kardashian.
Mm.
Damn.
I remember that. I would have never thought about that again. That's crazy.
Kim been around. Been around for a while.
God, like, she's still coming around. Shit, I'm waiting on one time.
Right. Over here, like.
That's what I got on, and I guess we on music.
Yeah, I was gonna bring it up since we briefly talked about game.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
champs.
yeah. Now I didn't see his interview, but that little snippet obviously is going crazy.
What is that?
He said, what did he say that Kanye did more for him in 15 minutes? Is that what he said?
In like 5 days.
Oh, 5 days? Okay.
Then
Dr. Dre did in his whole career. Kanye did more for him in 5 days than Dre did for him ever. So everybody took that obviously as a big shot at Dre, like, what? Dre put you on. And so he kind of on a campaign to make that clear, like, Dre did not put me on. I was popping before Dre. He got me because I was popping. I heard him and Wack say that on Clubhouse. So that's been crazy.
After on every album he's on, he's clearly paying homage to Dr. Dre for putting him on.
Yeah.
Elevating his career. Like
His second album was called like Doctor's Advocate or something.
Yeah.
Like, why are you capping right now, man?
I get what he was saying. Like I think he obviously is hurt by something, and it's probably the Super Bowl. He probably felt like Dr. Dre should have called him to get him on the Super Bowl or something like that, because he definitely was petty about that. He posted that on Snapchat. He was obviously, and I get that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I would have felt that. Like you got people from the East Coast here. 50 Cent got an iconic song. He's from New York.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige is from New York. Like, I'm from here. Why wouldn't you call me? And Eminem is from Missouri.
Yeah.
You know, like why?
Is he for real?
Yeah, he claimed to Trey. Eminem was from Missouri. Benzino, when him and Murder Inc. was dissing and all that with Ja Rule, they exposed him for that. Like, you're not even from Detroit.
Right.
Big Sean not from Detroit. He's from California.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think like he definitely was salty about that, and I think that's why he went as far as dissing a Dre. I don't think he go as far as dissing Snoop. I think he knew, you know, like let me not do that, because Snoop is more of a fan favorite than Dre.
Yeah.
We appreciate Dre music, but Snoop, we appreciate everything about Snoop. You diss him, you had a whole world against you. So I think he probably knew that and went, okay, I'm gonna go at him then. And for whatever reason, you know, said what he said, but I think he might be right if he feels like I was on before that. You know, you made me bigger, but the world think you put me on, whereas what really happened is I was already on, and you just made me bigger. I can understand why somebody feels spiteful about that. Like, you got all the credit for my success.
I feel bad, but
Might be
like,
seeing spillage of that after 20 years, you know? Like,
what's the fact that he said Kanye did more than Dr. Dre, period.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. That'll get somebody's attention, though, you know? Like, if you really petty, that's why I'm, like I said, I don't think it was true. I think in being petty, part of him was feeling that way. But I definitely think that sentence in and of itself, cap,
Pure
petty, envious, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. When I seen it, I didn't even like. I don't know. I didn't even pay really too much attention. Like I didn't see it like as a big thing. Like it was obviously like a reach. You feel me? Like he was obviously mad. In my opinion, you feel me?
Yeah.
I don't know the whole story. Like, but in my opinion, I was like, you feel me? Like you're synonymous with Dr. Dre. You feel me? Like. I don't know. I just didn't even take it seriously when I heard it. But then again, I'm not. You feel me? I'm probably like. I feel like the way you felt about Kanye is probably how I feel about the game. Like I know the game. I know the hits. You feel me and shit. But I don't really like know his catalog.
I
like
do.
That.
The
like,
game is
like I know
nice.
I know the documentary is first album, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I know
He
the
dropped a
documentary.
2 and then 2.5.
Yeah, I know the documentary for sure, but I don't know, like I didn't keep up with him like
Yeah.
after that type shit. Like I don't really know his.
The game was nice, man. I rock with him heavy. When the game and Meek was going through that, when Drake and Meek was going through that beef, the game started dissing Meek, and he put together better diss bars than Drake ever could. The stuff the game said to Meek, bro, you gotta listen to those songs. Every song, he dropped like 2 or 3 songs, and they all were 10-minute songs of just bars. He's one of them. One of the funny ones was, I don't know what he said before that, but then he said, keep playing, you're gonna be eye level with a roach feet. It's like why would you say? It was just funny, but other than that, he was really going at me. Like he was really giving him metaphors, bars. I'm like, okay, he going hard on him. He kept calling him Mickey Mouse. Like he was ugh.
Oh yeah, did he say he like ratted on somebody?
Yeah, he told on Safari. That's what got them to break up. Safari was messing with another girl, and Meek Mill FaceTimed Nicki while Safari was in the same room with another girl. Not necessarily doing it, but being with her. Yeah, that's enough, you know. And so, yeah, like that was crazy. And then that turned out to be true. I thought he was just rapping, but then that turned out to be true. That's even more crazy. Like the fact that we kind of sleep on that disc, that's wild. He rapped on the Young and Man. Ooh.
Yeah, I remember that one
He
too.
chopped Meek up on that song.
Yeah, that's probably why I don't mess with Game too much. Too. Like I probably got on him. I got on him late.
Yeah.
But when I did, like when I was hearing about him, you feel me? It was always on some like beef type shit going at it with somebody over something.
Not even beef, just like drama.
Just
Yeah.
drama, not even exactly. Not even
like,
beef, drama.
Like beef is serious stuff.
Yeah.
He is always in some
Petty
drama. Like
arguments.
every time I heard his
Shit.
name, it was some bullshit.
That's a fact.
That made me not really like get into the music too much. You feel me? But obviously, you know the documentary like that shit a classic. You feel me? Yeah, I know Game music. I know some of his music. I don't like know like his catalog. You feel me? Like, but I definitely know who the Game is, and what he means. You feel me? And all that type of
He got
shit.
some slaps. I rock with the Game though. But yeah, dissing, like he go hard. Like I try to diss the Game.
Like, what else in music? Y'all got any like new music or anything like that?
Well, we listen to Conway's
Yeah, I was about to say Kanye album. It's fire.
Kanye shit, you heard it?
I'm a Conway. I might have said Kanye.
How was it?
It was cool. For my first impression, it was cool. You know, that was the first tape I ever heard by him. I only heard literally like 3 songs of his prior to that, and so listening to it, I thought it was cool. He had some big name features on there. He had Ross, he had Wayne, he had T.I., Jill Scott. That was crazy. Wayne snapped.
I didn't hear the album, but I know this is like his first release, like on a major label.
Oh, word?
Shit.
Okay.
Yeah, like his first like album.
Yeah, he came correct. They did him right. He got some heavy hitters on him. And the songs actually sounded good. Like it didn't suck. They like how we talked about Roddy Ricch and Corday. They albums had crazy features and flopped like crazy. I think the songs. Corday's songs were sounding good. I couldn't understand why his album flopped because this song sounded good, but Roddy Ricch's, his sounded like wasted features. Like the songs actually sucked. Conway, his songs were decent. Like all those features, they still made it to produce great songs. Yeah. Jill Scott spitting on there, you know, like that was crazy. Like so, I think that was definitely good to see. Like I didn't know that was his first major album, but I'm glad that that's true because now he made a great first impression. You know, you don't want to have your first splash be wasted. You got heavy hitters on it. Every song sucked. People already don't really know how to feel about you because you kind of a rookie. Not literally, but in terms of the masses really caring about you. You new to this. I think he's starting off on the right foot. The beat sounded good, so it was cool.
Yeah, I think there's certain artists that bring the best out of their features, and I think Conway is one of them. Like lyrically, like Benny, Conway, like all that whole group, the Griselda, all the Buffalo people. Whenever you hear somebody featured on their album or their project, and it's like not even like a top rapper, like you hear songs with them with like Russ, which like, no offense to Russ, I don't view him as like
on that level.
Yeah. I view him as a good rapper, but like whenever they're on the track with somebody, it just, I don't know. I lost my train of thought halfway through, but
you were saying. I think you were gonna say like anytime one of them is featured, like they kind of snap.
He brings the best out.
Yeah.
Like the Lil Wayne feature was my favorite song. I liked the Jill Scott too. Never heard her rap before.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like she was spitting like what? Why is Jill Scott rapping like?
You dropped something real quick. I don't know if y'all recommend the album, which I would rate it.
I would have gave it a 7.5.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7.
Somebody who's probably a Conway fan, they might give it higher. Like you probably would appreciate it a little more. Like I said, it's one of those where you probably could hear his growth. hear him sound a little different from certain mixtapes
Right.
to a major album, you could probably understand it a little more than I could. But for a first impression for me, somebody who didn't hear nothing, literally just a couple of some of your most viewed songs on YouTube, but can't really appreciate you as an artist, I thought it was pretty good.
Right. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know if I'm gonna listen to the whole album or not. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
I fuck with Conway, but I just don't, like, I don't know, that's just not the type of music I really play at the crib or nothing. You feel me? Like, I don't really, I don't know.
I'm kind of that same way. I've been in a recent Griselda kick. I was the last couple of weeks to a month. I was telling him like, bro, I'm finally like going through a deep dive on all their music. So I probably wouldn't have gave it zero mind if I had not. I didn't went through Benny. I heard a little bit of West Side. I heard all of 38 Special. I'm like, bro, oh my god. And so Conway was like, I heard y'all the way y'all talk about it. And I'm like, okay, definitely gotta check him out.
Right.
So I'm still gonna get into his older stuff. I feel like some of his mixtapes will probably be better than that album. You know, everybody's favorite rapper, like J. Cole. My favorite tape by him is probably The Warm Up. Like that's probably my best. But I think that is better than every album he ever made. So that might be true about Conway as well. Right. He probably got a mixtape that's whoa, every song is crazy.
Right.
Everything is food. Like listen to those mixtapes.
Yeah.
He has like 3 different Everything is Food mixtapes.
Everything is food.
Conway?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what you would recommend?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the best part.
What was that one song? Dr. Drugs?
Dr. Birds.
Dr. Birds.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, y'all is so drug heavy. I thought that was funny though. Like, Dr. Birds.
Yeah, that was a good album. For
that
sure.
song was hard.
What else you heard? Any other new music this week or in the last weeks? I think you brought up Corday. He dropped a song with nigga Moray. Y'all know who that is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't know who that was. That's my first time. I didn't know he got like a popular song or something that was on the radio or something. Moray. I think so. I think I heard the song on the radio or something. But the single I heard with him and Corday though was good. Though, like
He's on the
singing
song.
type of nigga. Like,
Yeah, I seen him go viral for singing in front of a house, he like Derez Deshaun, all them type of dudes. I don't know if I would assume he from Texas though. Like he got that sound to him, but he nice from what I heard. He
was on that song with J. Cole and 21 Savage off of J. Cole's most recent album.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. I ain't know why that ain't coming off the top of my head. But albums though, I think I talked about Currency album before. His album was good as fuck. The thing was like Currency. You feel me? Currency just got like you feel me? If you're a Currency fan, you just know I feel like he just got like a cult fan base. Like you feel me? Like if you know, you know. If you're a Currency fan, you definitely fuck with that shit. But also, I want to shout out to G Perico. He put out a good little tape too, like 7-song Tango. That shit was hard as fuck too, and probably 2 of my favorite projects this year. And then Kodak dropped Back for Everything last weekend. You feel me? I gave that a listen. That shit was pretty cool. That shit was cool. And some new music I gotta put you on too, bro. It's this nigga from Detroit, bro. White boy, Baby Tron. Hard as fuck, nigga. Hard as fuck. His album, I think his album called Megatron. I was gonna match it all weekend, dog. They hard as fuck. I'm gonna put you on.
Yeah, put me on.
Hard as fuck. Like that's a nigga who like I feel like you would listen to like regularly.
He like that?
I think you in particular. I think for sure.
Hey, put me on.
For sure. All I'm talking about like, every line, bar you can get the music hard as.
And he white?
Bro, yeah, Detroit, nigga, like you feel me, like. Yeah, he one of them, you feel me? Like, you fucks with Pedro Giovanni, he from Detroit.
Yep.
You feel me? But, you feel me? Like, they got their own style out there, bro. He hard as hell, though.
That's dope. Yeah, check put me on.
Yeah, facts. I'm gonna have to show you what's up. But, yeah, that's all I have for music, though. I had anything else in music?
Nope.
So, what y'all want to get into?
Shit. Oh, I'm gonna tell y'all this quick fun fact. So, no number from 0 all the way to 999 contains the letter A. Every number. It's true. I counted. It's true. I spent 3 days playing around with it. It was like no. Like I learned it 3 days ago, so I counted in one sitting, and then like I casually just like thought about it over 3 days. I ain't saying I counted every day for 3 days.
Right.
It's like damn, that
shit
true. Like
they still counting.
Yeah, I'm not.
see, because you can't believe it. That's what I did. Like I just kept thinking. I was like, that's not true. Like there has to be a number. Like I did that for 3 days, but I've come to the conclusion it was true.
Yeah. No, hey, that's crazy.
Dope. I thought that was dope.
That is kind of crazy though. I ain't gonna lie. I just started doing a little Wordle shit.
Yeah.
Like, I do that shit no problem now. I'm gonna go get
Word.
I'm gonna go get
It's one called it's I don't know if it's not called Math Wordle, but it is that. Well, Atiana just sent that to me. I ain't played Wordle yet, but she got like 50. She 50 out of 50. What's your streak? Have you got multiple already, or did you like
I do
just?
that shit like every morning now. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like before I start trading type shit, I do the New York Times crossword puzzle, like mini crossword puzzle. I do that shit now too.
How many tries you been getting it in?
On average, 3 probably.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4. I'll probably average 4.
I like stuff like that.
No,
I think that's dope.
Yeah, that's I love waking up and doing some shit like that before I like start working type shit. Before I start working, get the brain flowing and shit.
Right.
Yeah. I'll go it though. I ain't gonna hold you. I done got that shit. Got it in two trials before. Different shit like that.
You play?
No.
Yeah, I don't play the Wordle, but I like keeping up with people who do play.
No, yeah, that shit hard. I just got put on that shit hard. I've been doing it for like 2 weeks probably now.
The math one is weird. Like I like if it was more of a brain game as opposed to a guessing game. The math one is like guess the right numbers. It's not really like figure this problem out. And so it was boring. You know, like I kind of gave it up real quick.
Yeah.
I like people who like know letters, words. Wordle is crazy. I'm a numbers guy, so I'm like that game. Numbers wise will be the perfect game for me, but the translation wasn't really what I thought it would be.
You ever play Sudoku?
That's my shit.
I know what it is, but I never formally tried to learn.
My mom used to play that shit all the time. That's how I learned it, man. She started buying me all the books and shit. I ain't gonna lie, like I never like completed a whole book and shit. But it's like if you got free time type shit, I used to.
If you want to kill some time,
right? You know, for sure.
You'll look up and it'll be an hour and be like, damn, I only cleared 1 box.
For sure. That shit really had you racking your brain.
I never even tried to learn.
No,
What's really easy?
What is the basics of it? I'm sure I've seen it to know that I'm guessing the numbers need to add up to the same number, I guess, in a certain direction.
I ain't played that shit in a minute. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I know it's like certain numbers couldn't be on the same line.
Yeah, Tiana told me you can't use the same number twice in the same row or something like that.
Like you have to fit all the numbers 1 through 9 in there, I guess, type shit.
In the box, vertically and horizontally.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So you gotta get every single number in 1 box, but you also gotta get it in a line and not repeat it.
Yeah.
So it'll definitely I've definitely ripped up some Sudoku.
No, facts. No, they don't want to hear that shit though. Smart ass niggas.
Right.
Smart ass niggas playing Sudoku and shit. World ass niggas. Oh, that's crazy.
Talk about Kanye.
Right. No, that fun fact is crazy though.
Yeah.
But damn, what the fuck I was about to talk about? Damn, I for sure just had like a crazy ass brain fart.
Was it about the war? Was it about the war? Was it sports?
Nah, well we could get into that though. What you
Nah, I was just trying to spark.
No, we could get into that type of shit. Go ahead. Go ahead. I know you said
about this war. Yeah, I was like,
I don't know what's going on with the war. Currently.
Just minor. So the last we spoke about it, they was planning to meet for some type of peace negotiations. We really don't even need to stay that much on it because as of now, it's just talk. You know, the war's still going on, so I don't really want to talk about nothing we already said. But it's dope that it looks like at least there's some type of optimism that this could be over in the next, who knows, you know. But at least that's a big step forward. The fact that there looks like there will be an end. War's going on for years,
Yeah.
So if it's looking like it could be over sooner than later, that's a win right there.
I don't know. I don't think I got the same perspective. I don't think it looked like that from my perspective.
Yeah.
Like, I see they have meetings, but every time I see they have a meeting, it never goes well.
Yeah,
it's always
yeah.
like quick, the same day, they in and out. Like, we couldn't agree on this. Like, one thing they did agree on was they was gonna stop doing something, whatever they was doing to civilians type shit, but they still doing it from all the reports I'm seeing.
Right.
You feel me? Like, they still doing like attacking civilians, civilian structures and shit like that. So yeah, I don't know. That shit look like it's up to me. I don't know if there's no end in sight right now.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Unfortunately, but like you said, we talked about it. Ain't nothing really new development wise. Like, they still out there murking each other. You feel me? Ain't nothing really changed. You feel
Right.
me? As far as I see, other than the gas prices going up. You feel me? That was the one thing like Americans feared. You feel me? We ain't over there. We ain't nowhere near that shit where they was talking about oil and shit. And that's what get niggas' attention. Like, gas prices gonna go up, and you see that shit now. Like, I seen in California. We was talking about the prices out here. I seen in California. I seen they had a picture. That shit was $6.71 a gallon. Oh, nigga,
Crazy.
I'm on the bus.
It gets worse. How we always talk about the 70s, gas prices tripled in the 70s.
Right.
So,
man, you gotta get your
like adjusted for inflation, we could be looking at $10 gas in the next 2-3 years.
Get that out of hand for sure.
Yeah, because you got to think like that. I mean, gas is gonna go up off of the strength of all the stimulus, but also like whatever go on in Russia, every decision that get made over there is gonna affect gas prices. So even if this, like how you just said, this war could drag on, the longer it does, the higher gas prices go. Every decision that they make impacts gas. It could even got nothing to do with gas. Every decision that they make in a literal sense will impact gas prices.
Right.
So that being true, like who knows what we could be looking at? And gas has moved up $1 in a week. That has never happened ever in history. Like how I just said, like but before we started recording, I was like, we are like witnessing history. That is literally true. It took years. The whole 70s, from 1970 to 1980, gas prices tripled. We just watched gas go up $1 in literally, factually a week. I don't think that'll continue, but I didn't think it would happen, and it did. So it don't matter what we think, like clearly history is rewriting itself every week, every month. And that is just ridiculous. Like you just said, some places it's 7. Like what?
Right. Especially like in LA where you're stuck in the freeway for like 30 minutes plus.
Yeah.
Just burning gas. Like
Just sitting there.
turn your car off on the freeway.
Remember gas used to be 50 cents. Like so somebody that was used to paying that and then started paying $2, like we got that normalized where gas is a couple of dollars. Somebody looked at that couple of dollars as an outrage. Like some 80-year-old was like, man, I remember when gas was 75 cents. Now it's $3, and now $3, $2 is regular to us, and now we seeing 5 and 7, and we sitting here like, oh my God. It's crazy how like you proportionately had those same types of reactions. Like, what is going on? Like the norm to us is crazy to somebody else. If gas gets stuck at like a higher price, let's say gas is a new low for gas is $5 over the next 25 years. The low price of gas will be $5. Everybody who just started driving will be accustomed to $5 being the low end, and us at 30 and 40 gonna be like, man, I remember when gas was $2.15.
Right.
Like that's wild to just see it happen in real time.
Yeah.
Reading about stuff and then seeing it play out, seeing people's reactions, having those conversations in real time. That stuff is crazy.
I read this article about how gas stations are going to start remodeling their properties in order to cater towards like not just gas but like legitimate grocery shopping because gas prices are raising so much.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to ask y'all, how do you think the raising gas prices is going to affect business in general?
You could go so many places with that. Raising gas prices, if it affects the transportation of goods, you feel me? Therefore, it affects the price of goods, the cost of goods, you know. So it's just gonna make everything more expensive. Like gas is how shit moves and how the world moves. Like plane tickets gonna be more. You feel me? It's gonna cost more to fill up planes. It's gonna be more to fill up semi trucks. It's gonna be more to fill up your Uber Eats car cars. It's gonna be more. Like the whole what's the word? The whole it's a word for like the line of like the whole process, the whole no, like just like the whole process of the goods, like from being picked up to coming to your shelf. You feel me? It's a word for that, but whatever, the whole line is just gonna be more expensive. Every point in the system is gonna be more expensive to get that to your plate. You feel me? To your table. So everything gonna raise. But you said they were like streamlining that business to focus on groceries because of the rising price of gas.
Yeah, like
what's the correlation? Like, so you don't have to go more than one place type shit, or like what's the thought behind that?
I think they're making it to where it's like, I mean, where you go to the gas station and your main goal isn't for gas. It's like a grocery shop first, but we also got gas on the side. You know, like a smaller Walmart or something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
That's crazy you say that. If you Google a picture of 7-Eleven in the 70s and 80s, they used to have 2 cashiers. They design was like, they had like not desks, but like they had like their own little like cubicles type where everybody that needed something could kind of get tended to. So it kind of seemed like they kind of going not back to that in practice, but back to that in like intent and desire in terms of catering as many needs as possible simultaneously. Yeah. Like I like that, you know. Like I want, just like he said, I don't really understand the correlation because it seemed like that would increase expenses for them. You know, like now you got to go buy stuff that you're not already having to buy, but you'll attract people that you aren't already attracting. So if they come in here and spending that high price on gas anyway, I guess there's a way you can make money. That's interesting. I didn't know that. That's actually super cool. I like that though. Like I think higher gas prices definitely gonna be killing people. Just like he broke down, like that domino effect is real. It's people that's eating that cost first is gonna realize they eating that higher cost. So that's why prices rise. Nobody wants to eat that cost. You can't raise prices because you don't make anything, you know. So the consumer gotta eat the high cost. But if that's forcing businesses to cater to the customer more, then that's a win. You know, if you gotta pay high prices, but businesses at least caring a little more about you, they being a little more customizable with their services towards you, then that's cool. I'll take that because you can't do nothing about the rising prices. You know, like that's inevitable. So the least businesses could do is be a little more attentive to what we like, because we can't do nothing else. But that's dope though. I don't know how other businesses would incorporate stuff like that, but it's dope to at least see somebody trying, you know, trying to be better. I like that.
Oh man, the move is electric, man. That's to be the move.
Yeah. Like
that's the move. I need an electric car. I'm not about to be paying $10 a gallon. I just can't even imagine.
I'm actually excited to see how this whole thing transpires though. If y'all want to like make a quick side note to compare gas versus electric, how do y'all see this playing out over the next 5 to 10 years? Because just like you said, electric is the way. All the big automakers. So another little side fun fact: the very first thing Obama ever did when he very first became president was bail out the big automakers. That was the very first thing. Before he saved our economy, the world economy was on the line. He cared more about Ford and General Motors than our economy. That's a fact. The very first thing he ever did was give billions to them, only for them to still dick it off and be in the same position that they're in. That's neither here nor there. But I say that to say, it's cool to hear them. It's like 4 or 5 big automakers, they all are like, we cutting production on gas-powered cars. We trying to go 40% electric. Toyota said they trying to go 40% electric by 2026. So that was super crazy. That came out a couple months ago. So like electric really is the way. So with that being said, if demand for all like gas-powered cars is at all-time high prices right now, that has to collapse in the next couple of years. It's like so through that though, with the collapse in prices for those, do y'all see an increase in usage of electric cars or an increase in gas powered cars? Because the gas powered cars will collapse in price. Imagine if you can get a brand new Toyota 2025 Toyota Camry for 10 bands. Like, when it's really a $40,000 car right now, nobody's gonna want them. Everybody gonna be trying to go electric, so then the electric car is gonna start seeing an increase in price, and gas powered cars are gonna be on fire sales. Driving Hummers, gas prices will have to go down.
I don't know if I necessarily see that.
What do you see? I could be totally wrong. That's why I was asking though. Like, what do you see happening?
I feel like the powers that be have already spoken. It's already mandated that the majority of cars produced by the year 2030 or whatever the year exactly was that they said is has to be electric. So they pretty much already forced that upon the world that we going electric. I think gas powered cars for that reason are gonna be more expensive. You feel me? It's like when you exile something, like when you feel me, like stop something from being made, you feel me, the value of it goes up. Like gas cars is not the it thing no more. They no longer being manufactured like that. Like the price of them motherfuckers gonna go up. That's why you got people buying like Hellcats and shit like that, because they not gonna be making nothing like that. Like they already.
But they mass produce though. They make so many of all of these cars, and they make them the year before.
Okay.
So I agree with you in the long run that they very well could increase in price because some cars could become a rarity in a sense. But in general, especially American-made cars, they are so mass-produced that how are they got to get them off? You know,
yeah, like they still gonna be sold, obviously.
Yeah, I think that's. I think I see most of those cars collapsing in price because they made too many. All the Hondas in the world, like, there's a lot of those. I agree with the Hellcat stuff. Like certain types of cars, especially a sports car, somebody probably gonna always want those. And they said that they stopped making those in like a year, right?
Yeah,
they doing that real soon. They not even trying to phase that out later. Like they cutting that out. Look, they doing that with the Camaro too. It's like 3 cars that they.
That's a Josh always did that though. Like the Hellcat is not something that been around. Like
they didn't start that until like 07 or 08.
Type of shit. You feel me? Like,
it's crazy.
Like, you go on to the next shit. You feel me? Like it's not a lot of cars that's been around for long that's still the same, or you know whatever. Like it's still the same as when they first made them. You feel me? It's just like a cycle like that. We did that. You feel me? Now we on to the next. But to your point about the mass production of vehicles, like obviously with the rules that's been put in place by the administrations that be, you feel me? Obviously, yes, you mass produce, but you obviously don't make as many. You feel me? If you know this is being phased out, you're just still at your discretion how many of those you make. Just because it's mass produced, I mean it's gotta be however many. Like we know we making like cars. All these companies are already making electric cars. You feel me? Like. They not waiting till that year to start making the cars. Like that's when the percentage has to be to a certain point. But they already making electric cars. So how many gas powered cars are they still making? Like on the assembly line compared to the electric cars today? You feel me? Versus in years from now, it's mass produced, but you feel me? How many? You feel me? We not gonna make as much. No one will we know. You feel me? The game, the playbook has been laid out already. Like the move is to go electric.
That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I look forward to it. It's gonna be interesting, man. I can't wait till I'm old, dog. Like I cannot wait till I'm old and just see the world, how everything is different, dog. Like
technology might
save car, you can fly your car with your phone type shit.
Yeah, see, I don't even know if y'all don't anticipate nothing, no crazy shit like that. Like I hear all of that shit, but I don't like. And I mean, I don't deny that it's possible or nothing, but I don't personally anticipate like the extremes of like when people say what the future is gonna be. I don't know. I never go to extremes because all of that shit just take years to develop, bro. Like I ain't.
So look, I would have agreed with you had I not seen this video on YouTube. It's called British Inventions That Didn't Succeed, or you'll find it if you Google some variation of that. They were up on stuff like this in the 60s. Like I totally seeing that. When I'm talking about jet. Do you remember when we used to watch Gilligan's Island at school?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the dumb one? He had a jetpack and was flying around with the jetpack.
Gilligan.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I couldn't remember which one it is, but he was flying around with the jetpack, bro. They were doing stuff like that in the '60s, like fully made. It worked. They are one of the. If you actually watch this video, there's a white dude who has a fan and he straps it to his chest like a backpack and gets underwater and turns the fan on. Is literally like floating on top of water, bro. Watch this video. It was crazy. Like they was up on this stuff in the '60s. They got something. I could totally see the extremes being way more in advanced progressions than we think. Like to see in the '60s, they had stuff not prototype. It is fully functional and working and being used. Like that was crazy.
Yeah, like I said, I know shit. Like people always working on shit. You feel me? I just don't like, and like I said, I don't deny that it can be. Like I just don't anticipate shit like that. What I'm saying, like. I know the world gonna be different. Like I know at least you feel me, cars gonna be electric at the least, or whatever. Like whether it's just a lot to go into that. Like having flying cars, like you feel me, it's a lot to go into that. Like
but that's what I'm saying, bro. It exists.
Okay, but I'm sorry. My point is like being on the main.
Oh, okay, like being regular and normal. Okay, I get you.
Right.
I was saying, that video shows like this.
Like
you
can say
thing
that.
Now.
You can say that now. Like there are flying cars. Like is it like the world is the norm? No, you feel me? There are electric cars. Is it like the norm yet? Like, and the electric cars are normal now, kind of, but it's not the norm. I wouldn't say it's the norm. You feel me? But so that's why I'm saying by the end of my lifetime, like I think that'll be the norm. Like it will be probably flying cars, but will it be the norm in my lifetime? Like I don't know. I'm not gonna anticipate that. You feel me? But
I mean, to go back to the whole Kanye
traffic
shit,
lights in the sky.
I know. I believe, just like you said, I believe all this technology that we see on TV is already made. Like somebody had to think of that, and then somebody had to have tried it out. And it's just like a matter of what is why are we? There needs to be a reason for us to invest in this invention. Like same thing with Dame Dash and Kanye. Like I need a reason to invest in your album, and Kanye didn't present him with a reason. So. Maybe this whole Russia-Ukraine crisis is a rollout for flying cars.
I could see it being a rollout for something. I don't know. I wouldn't go as far as it was for flying cars, but I'm totally with you in terms of stuff being a grand opening and presenting of certain things. I'm totally with you on that though.
Yeah, I look forward to shit like Elon Musk, like the Neuralink and shit, like space travel and shit like that. Like,
what if World War II was the rollout for the nuke?
It was.
So yeah.
No, but like, what if
it was
the whole point of the war was to?
I don't know that's not true though.
Oh.
I wouldn't state that was the definitive reason because factually it's not the definitive reason, but I firmly believe. So first of all, if we go back to the OG, I just learned this about Albert Einstein. You know that E equals MC squared shit? How we like that's just a joke. Mm-hmm. So one of his claims to fame was that he like accidentally taught the government how to create the atomic bomb. He wasn't trying to. He was outwardly like an activist, outwardly against war and stuff like that. But they were coming up with a bunch of scientific stuff that he was like, bro, y'all don't know what y'all doing. It's this. And then when he realized like, oh, they obviously employed billions or however much money, spent years and years and years. And that's how the atomic bomb was created. Like, low-key, he was like, damn. So, like, I could see that.
So, do you think we were just sitting on the bomb and we're like, we need a reason to use this? Like,
low-key, because we entered the war halfway when it was over. and we responded as soon as we got into the war. We responded by dropping bombs on people. That's why I'm like, that's not as far fetched as you would think. It's like, why were we playing the sidelines in this war? That could be answered with whatever reason. But to which point I'd respond, well, why was it that the very first thing we did when we entered the war was bomb people? Remember I told you they dropped 2 bombs on Japan in a week.
Yeah.
They dropped the first one, and then 3 days later they dropped the second, and then 7 days after that Japan quit the war. Y'all was fighting this war for 5 years and quit in 10 days because of 2 bombs. Like, so that's low key. Like, what if y'all did have intention? Like that's because would we have entered the war if we didn't? I mean, maybe because Pearl Harbor still happened, but would we have been so quick to do what we did or respond how we responded if we didn't have bombs? That's a great question.
Opportunity
like
to test out our, you feel me, our shit. So what we working with, it was a perfect opportunity.
Fuck niggas up.
What if that shit didn't work though? Like, what if we dropped that shit and it like it broke a house too? And they were just looking at that shit like, really?
Hey, well, I'm sure that's what was going on before they got Albert Einstein to really critique what they was doing wrong. Like, man, that's why they was out here with it, to make mistakes where it ain't gonna be costly to nobody, you know? Like, nothing out here existed. There wasn't a Las Vegas. There wasn't a strip. It was just dirt. And a bunch of niggas willing to blow shit up. Like, I could totally see that. But that's crazy to think. What if that was the rollout? Because we was the only one with that at that point. Nobody had that.
They said America's dropping this week.
Right. They dropped an album. Album of the year. Like, album of the year.
We about to blow up.
Man, that's crazy though.
That reminds me, it's a movie on Netflix called Don't Look Up. I don't know if I told you about that shit or not, but the premise of it was basically like they found like scientists found like an asteroid, like an asteroid or whatever that was about to run directly into Earth. You feel me? And kind of like destroy the Earth. You feel me? Like ruin the nation type shit. And they took it to the president or whatever. And she wasn't fucking with him at first. Like, ain't believe him, joking on him and shit. And then it was like this big scientist nigga with like a billionaire nigga. And he found a way to like, he spit the narrative basically that like it was a good thing, like we was gonna get all these resources from the asteroid if we was able to like, he was like basically like we gonna create millions of jobs from this asteroid hitting Earth, like we gonna send people, like we gonna pick it apart little by little on its way to Earth, and we gonna extract all these different metals and shit from it, and like you feel me, we gonna make it worthwhile type shit. But that just remind me of that, like how the scientist was like, nigga, like we about to die. Like,
what happened? Did they die?
I ain't gonna spoil it. I ain't finished the movie yet.
You don't want to spoil it for yourself. That's why you said that. I gotta watch the last 40 minutes and be like,
I gotta watch the last 30. I gotta watch the last 30.
Like,
the asshole, you gonna ruin my story. What happened? Fuck you.
No, I do want to know. I like watching shit like that though, like 2012, those types of movies.
That shit was a good ass movie. That shit was funny as fuck, and it was like, you feel me? That shit was a good ass movie.
Damn, this shit could really happen.
That shit was a good ass movie. But y'all want to talk about sports or something like that?
Shit, what happened in sports, man?
Yeah, I told y'all James Harden in Philly.
Oh my God, bro! Has it been 4 games now or 5?
I think 5.
They have had 5 consecutive games where they look unbeatable.
Unbeatable. That's a big 3 right there.
Yeah.
Niggas didn't even know.
Tyrese Maxey was having a breakout year already, and since James Harden got there, bro looked like, ugh. I was like, how?
How? Joel Embiid.
He probably gonna win most improved already. Yeah, Joel Embiid looking stupid.
Harden shut
MVP.
up your hating ass nigga.
Yeah, he did. Shout out to him. Yeah. That's all I ask.
And telling niggas he's the point guard, nigga. You suck. All you know how to do is get fast.
Hey, that's what he was showing.
I told you that.
I told you my hate towards him was that he's so good that he don't even you can shoot the ball so well that you shouldn't even be trying to fake getting fouled because he's not even trying to shoot the 3. He is literally trying to just get fouled. Once he gets fouled or he feels an arm, he's gonna throw the ball up. Whereas I'm like, bro, you such a good shooter, just try to shoot. He probably still gonna foul you, but just try to shoot the ball. He is trying to get the foul where I'm jumping into you to get the foul. Whereas like a Steph Curry. Steph Curry is so good of a shooter, he's never gonna try to get the foul. I'm gonna make this three. You're gonna have to foul me because of our bodies and how we position, and then I'm gonna get the N1. James Harden's like, I don't even want to make the three-pointer. I just want 3 free throws. I can't grasp that. And especially, like I said, there are compilation videos of him flopping to the ground where he literally wasn't even touched. That remember when the Lakers with Josh Hart had to guard the Rockets with their hands behind their back? Like, shit was that bad. When you're shooting 25 free throws every single game. James, you can Google this. James Harden factually, since 2012, has shot more three-pointers and free throws than every team in the NBA. Okay. Google that.
I don't understand why that's none of this conversation is a knock to him. Like, I don't
No. Well, that part was to justify. That's not hate. That's saying like.
Why this nigga always shooting free throw? Why he always on the line? Why he always?
Because he's not being. It's not like he's being fouled. Like I said, when you're flopping and not even being fouled. That's not true. If I don't touch you, I didn't foul you. Just because a ref called a foul, so if we go that route, then anybody who says something is automatically true because they said it. That obviously is not true. It has to be true.
No, with a foul is an actual thing, a tangible thing.
So if I pull up a video of him not being touched and a ref calls a foul, where he literally is not being touched.
In terms of the game.
I'm talking about I can't foul you without touching you. Would you agree with that? I have to touch you to foul you. You would agree with that?
For you to foul me, you have to touch me, yes. But in the concept of the whole game, if the ref blows his whistle and I'm shooting free throws, a foul occurs.
Yes. In the terms of him needing to shoot the free throws,
fuck why?
Yes.
I don't give a fuck what.
Totally
what
true. But I'm getting into if he's flopping, where he is not being touched.
Like foul baiting.
I don't give a fuck. The point of this game is to win the game. If I know if I'm going to do this and the ref is going to call a foul, why is that a knock to me?
But it does.
I, as a fan, could have it as a knock to whoever. You could disagree with it. That don't mean shit. I, as a fan, feel like that's some bullshit. You, as a fan, could feel like that's valid. Okay. I feel like that's some bullshit. Just play. If the ref call a foul, yeah, James Harden got to shoot the free throws. Then the ref blew the whistle. Yeah, he don't get a knock for that. But when you are trying to go that route where there is no foul, that is like, I can't just watch basketball be played like that as a fan and think that's normal. No other player in basketball plays like that but him. Of course I'm going to watch that and go, I don't really like that. Yeah. That's bullshit. That's not basketball.
It does make the game hard to watch. Like having the game stop over.
Niggas gotta guard you with their hands behind their back because it's that bad.
Yeah.
Like that is crazy. That's literally on video. Like it got that bad where he is trying to get every call, so the ref gonna give it to him. If he's trying to get the call, the ref gonna give him the call. If it looked like there's contact and we just debating the foul, that's the game. He don't get knocked for that. I'm knocking him where you're trying to get the foul as opposed to trying to play basketball. We seen it with the Nets. Remember how shitty he looked with the Nets? He was trying to just throw the ball at the goal and they wasn't calling that foul. The rest was telling that nigga, nah, bro, you ain't getting that shit no more. He looked like fucking ass because that's his game. If I can't get the foul, like, I'm gonna look like I'm not capable of making a layup. I'm gonna look like I'm not capable of doing X, Y, Z. So, like, the proof is in the pudding.
And that's what he been doing in Philly.
Huh?
That's what he been doing in Philly.
That's the shit that shuts me up. Keep doing that. Don't go the whole season looking how you've been looking. Look how you look right now. I've had nothing but great things to say about James Harden because he shut me up. He ain't doing the bullshit that he usually does. He actually is busting niggas' ass. He actually shooting the ball, passing the ball. He always been a great passer. I never took that away from him. But you gonna shut me up when you're not doing the things that I regularly complain about. He looked like James Harden MVP right now. That shit got me saying nothing but great things about you because you don't look like what you've been looking like. So I'm subject to new information. I'm gonna change my opinion. Them niggas look like, I don't want to say they look unbeatable. Like I said, the last 5 games they look like that, but like other teams are still whole. You know, like the Heat, they the number 1 seed. I didn't even know that. The Heat are number 1 seed in the East. That's fucking crazy. And they
Not for long.
top to bottom squad. Who you think catching them? The Nets or the Philly? Yeah, I can see that shit.
Only a game behind them. 2 games, I think. 1 or 2 games.
Them niggas got depth. I don't know that that Philly got. They might not need it because they look so damn good, but I wonder about the depth. Like, if y'all got,
he can play 48 minutes, so that it doesn't matter who else.
For a series and then for a run, you think?
Before,
That's a lot of you think they asking that though?
He's done it before, and especially the way he got to play, the way he played now, having James Harden on the court, it's way. He even said it himself. It's way more. You feel me? Laid back. He can score way more easy. Not exerting as much energy as he was.
Who do you think is a better, like when healthy? Who do you think is a better duo? Him or what was I about to say? Oh, James Harden and Joel, or Jokic and Murray? Jamal Murray.
We haven't seen enough of Harden and Joel to.
Because I've already been hearing them getting compared to Kobe and Shaq.
No, it ain't been long enough to do. People are gonna do shit like that anyway. You feel me? But for me personally, it just ain't been long enough to compare them to anybody. You feel me?
I agree with that.
Like I like what I've seen so far, yes, but I'm not like.
Yeah, you gotta win.
Facts.
Kobe and Shaq went to 4 straight finals. Like.
Yeah, I hate.
Don't
that's
say.
That's actually like a pet peeve of mine when people.
Like
just put niggas.
Stop.
Put anybody like just in a category in any respect. You feel me? If it's an individual player comparing to somebody, like when new niggas come in the league and you feel me? You gonna compare him to somebody, but when niggas say, "Oh, he is that," or like that's like a pet peeve of mine. Like let the shit play out there, or let them be who they are. You feel me? Even that, just let them be them. You feel me? Like niggas saying Kobe and Shaq already. Jamal Murray and Jokic are even that, even you can say already to that even, and that's not even like a solidified.
Yeah, like what is that? What have y'all done? 3 straight second round exits? Like,
right.
Like that's what we're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? But even it's still not enough to say that they better than that duo.
Who is that? Like we saying Murray and Jokic. We have made that a thing, but really why? Like Murray and Jokic shouldn't be a household brand. Right. You gotta win.
They Stockton them alone on that shit.
Yeah, y'all gotta do something. Y'all getting whooped on.
Nikola Jokic is nice.
Yeah. Both of them greasy, but that don't matter. Like Penny and Shaq. Like nobody says that. Why is it Kobe and Shaq? Why isn't it Penny and Shaq? Because y'all didn't do nothing. Right. Y'all got to the finals and got whooped on. Y'all beat MJ as soon as he got back to the league. He got a full year under his belt and swept y'all the very next year. So, y'all didn't achieve. Y'all was 2 nice players that we thought was going to be greasy. Didn't go that well.
What I will say about Philly is it is a team that I do want to see win. I'm a fan of both of them. Joel and Harden. You feel me? And the young dude, Maxey. I would like to see them win. They definitely in the running, you feel me? I don't from what I've seen so far. Again, do I think they're gonna win the whole thing? I ain't gonna give them that shit, but I would like to see them. I would like to. I wouldn't be mad at them when I would like to see them win for sure. I fuck with Joel and Embiid. Yeah.
I'd go as far as to say, obviously, if not the Lakers, because they might. It's looking like they're gonna miss the playoffs. I would go as far as to root for them.
Yeah,
I played out my scenarios whenever Bron ain't in the finals, I gotta go okay, well who would I want to win if not him? From there it's okay, I might go KD if it come down to him and Steph in the finals. I would rather KD win the finals than to watch Steph win another championship. But I would like James Harden and Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid if it was still there. I would have wanted them to win something to watch somebody kind of reshape a narrative about them. I want James Harden to play well. He's known for high turnover games in the playoffs. I want him to what he doing right now. If they look like that in the playoffs,
it's way easier to turn the ball over when Joel Embiid and on the court. You feel me? It's way easier. You feel me? Make your way to the basket or just you could dump there. You gonna grab them.
You got an advantage. Whatever you want to do. So if that go well, just like you said, I ain't ready to say they gonna win, but it's okay, if y'all gonna look like that, then we might just have to call it off. Cause Tyrese Maxey giving you 30, but he's the best defender on the team. That's crazy.
And one more point, then for me, you feel me? one more point I got on them is just that this is the type of duo that I like. You feel me? Like this is that classic big
guard
being a guard. You feel me? Like getting busy. Like this is what I love to see. Like you feel Kobe and Shaq type. Like, I don't give a damn about no Splash Brothers and shit right now. Like that shit cool. But I personally love seeing a dope big with a guard. You feel me? Really running a pick and roll and really like just dominating shit. You feel me? Like that's my favorite type of basketball for sure. I really fuck with Joel Embiid. I go back and forth on who better out of him and Jokic. I think this year so far it's been him for sure, but I go back and forth.
Even last year?
I said this year.
I heard you. That's why I said even last year. Like, would you have said Joel was better last year? Jokic won MVP last year.
I thought Jokic was better all last year.
Really?
Like I said, I go back and forth all the time. Like
I'm with you on Joel. Firm.
What?
He's better. I think he was better last year. I think
go back and forth.
I can see why you say that.
It depends on you. It's
what you like.
They got different. Yeah, it's what you like. Yeah. They got different games. You feel me? Like this, not different games. But
different finesse games.
Yeah.
Like they are finesse bigs,
they both finesse
power
bigs.
bigs.
Different though. Yeah.
Different. Like they are hybrids. No, they not pure OG big. They not pure finesse.
And
they are the perfect aspect of both games.
On a night-to-night basis, each one of them can have a game on a night-to-night basis that make you think like, okay, it's him.
Right? Yeah. Like these niggas is going for 50. Like what?
Speaking of Jokic, dog, shout out to the Marcus Cousins, dog. He done
31 and 9.
Even before that, when him and Jokic combined, it was like the first big man duo to combine for. Like 20, both had 25, 15, and 15 type shit.
Oh, what? I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, it was something crazy like that, like starting and back up big, both with 25, 15, something crazy. It was something crazy like that.
Yeah,
coming back.
He went stupid.
Man, I love the big man game. I was so like, I ain't gonna lie, I hated when the game went to straight guards.
Yeah.
That's why I stopped hooping in real life. You feel me? Like I go into the pickup game at the gym. Everybody a shooter, everybody like, man.
Nah, I've adjusted.
I've
adapted. I'm bullshit. I know you can shoot.
But then give me that ball and watch this drop step.
Yeah.
Yeah,
beat me in one-on-one doing that same move. It's unguardable. It's like, you got this one in.
No, facts. I love the finesse big man game for sure.
That has been crazy. Like I said, they are like the perfect blend of the OG big and the modern big. Like a Chris Bosh, that's a finesse big. He gonna give you 25, but it's not.
And no power.
Jokic and Joel anywhere on the court, whatever's necessary. I think that's crazy to see. Like we don't see that. Well, Kevin Love was kind of like a prototype of that, where he showed glimpses of both. Mm-hmm. But I still probably say he was more so of a finesse. They looked like 60-40.
Marcus Cousins was.
Yeah, he was more of a I'd give him that. He was definitely more of a big, but definitely guard capabilities. I would say he was a real prototype of what they are today too as well. That's for sure. He was a really 40 and 20. People forget, bro. Him and AD used to go bananas with Rondo at point.
Yeah.
They was both averaging 30 or nearly 30. They were both averaging double-doubles, nearly 30 a game. It was crazy. Yeah, Joel, but I can see. I got Joel slightly better than Jokic. I think his overall game, especially what it means to be an NBA player too, he has that full package. That the mouth, he is a troll, but hey, like we love the guy that back it up. You know, he gonna talk crazy and give you 40 any given night. Any given night, he gonna have a freaky game. This shit is crazy.
So. I just want to acknowledge Coach K retiring. I don't know if y'all got anything to say about that. Or
them seats is $79,000.
The
highest
cost game. Yeah, man. They lost that motherfucker today too. They lost to UNC. They lost to their rivals today by not blowing out by 14 or 15. I want to say he apologized in the post game. Like the fans was like booing type shit. Like it was hot. You feel me? Like it's your last.
We can't lose to them. Yeah. Them of all people.
That nigga apologized post game like that was unacceptable.
Nigga probably gotta come back next year like
type shit.
You better kill it in the offseason. Right, you better have a killer recruiting class, nigga.
Went out ugly.
That's sad though. Like how you feel about Like just the turning of the tide. Like we see Greg Popovich on his way out. They've been asked the last couple seasons, but we know him as a GOAT.
Yeah.
Kind of just like we Duke and Coach K. They've been asked the last few years, but we know who Coach K is.
Right.
How does it feel like when like I'm familiar with certain names that you hear the sports analysts talk about, like the Red Arbor. Oh yeah, like the old heads looked at those as like the GOAT coaches. Before there was a Phil Jackson and a Pat Riley, all them other football, Bill Belichick, all that. It was those guys, and now we kind of watching like, all right, Coach K just went down, like Greg Popovich going down. Like now we gotta watch somebody be a rookie or of low stature ascend to GOAT status. Mm-hmm. Somebody in the next 2 years is about to become the greatest coach ever over the next 10 years. Like within the next 2 years, 2 to 5 years, somebody will find the guy that for the next 10 years after that will establish himself as otherworldly. Like, Bill Belichick was getting whooped out with the Browns every year and then become Bill Belichick. Tom Brady is an afterthought in the draft and then become Tom Brady.
I feel like with a coach, I don't know, it might be harder to be successful as a coach than it is as a player, because as a player you have more, it's easier to control what you can control. Like you control how you train, how you prepare, and how you carry yourself. Right. As a coach, you got to deal with
it's not an
entire team. You got to deal with politics, upper management, trying to meddle and like mess with your roster. Like you have a particular vision of how you think the team should be, but the GM is saying, "No, the team should be this way," and then you got to take that and then be successful with it. Right. If you're not successful with it, especially coaches are getting fired after a year of not being successful nowadays. Like there's a coaching carousel every single season, so it might be hard to be a coach. I don't know.
Juwan Howard keep packing niggas out after the game.
Man,
he gonna be the best coach that ever. He gonna be the hood legend, and he keep packing niggas out. At the end of the game, he gonna be a legend.
Tripping.
The greatest coach ever.
Okay, do you agree with what he did though? Like I'm
on his side because I'm gonna keep it real. Don't put your hand on me in no situation ever.
Okay,
ever in life.
I was about to say he hit the wrong guy.
No. What happened? The first coach stopped him, so I'm already hot in general. This is my perspective on this. I'm already hot in general. I don't want to go to the line. I finally go to the line. The first coach putting his hands on me, whatever, get off me. That coach said something. You don't just he ain't just pick him like, I choose you.
Oh, okay.
No, you said something.
I thought he was trying to hit the guy who did.
No, he wasn't trying to hit. He wasn't trying to hit the head coach. That nigga said something to him. And he actually said something to his player. Said something crazy.
Oh, okay. Now that makes sense.
Get over here.
I remember seeing a nigga that touched grabbed his hands, and he looked like, nigga, did you just touch me?
I'm already hot.
I thought he was trying to hit that guy and hit another assistant coach.
That's like we going in line, you the head coach, and then you the assistant coach behind him. Me and you getting into it, like get off me, and then you behind him.
Oh, you bitch ass nigga. Right. Get over here, yeah. Okay, now that you say that, that changes everything, because I thought he was trying to hit the nigga that touched him and just hit the wrong nigga. That's why I was like, oh, Jamal Howard, like, come on, nigga.
Now your player tackling the assistant coach, now the coach rumbling with your player, like, I'm on this.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we didn't see that in real time.
I go to the AAU moment.
Yeah, it's been very scary.
When coaches got into it, like,
refs, we didn't see coaches get into it with refs, parents get into it with refs, parents get into it with coaches.
Parents with parents.
Yeah, I was about to say parents with parents, like coaches with coaches, players with players.
We got in the least fights probably out of the whole.
We have seen everything.
Like the players ourselves, I'm saying the players probably got in the least fights compared to
coaches
and
like it's the hothead parents, the adults in the room are going bananas.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we was packing shit out. Yeah, we was packing shit out.
Did y'all ever get into fights, mosh pits, or any sport?
Not really got into scuffles, but not full out brawls.
Yeah, we didn't see fights.
We scrapping.
Whoa, games postponed.
Right.
Wow. It's crazy.
Facts. And it was like, Like, shout out to the day, you feel me? Like, that was, that's my nigga, and we all knew he was, like, the one, like, who really could make it somewhere, you feel me? And first off, it's my nigga off top anyway, like, hell, your mama type shit, we family.
Right.
And then you the one who could really make it, so we don't really want you fighting crazy, so every time he got, I'm right there, hold on, what we doing? What we doing? We feel me? We scrapping every time, like, and his family, everything.
The most about it.
We coming with it. We just coming with it. Oh, he was ugly.
That's why you can't hoop with niggas.
You feel me?
Don't make niggas mad in an organized sports match.
No.
What?
It's ugly. I done
Never comes out okay.
Seen the most on that west side. Playing AAU. Facts. How y'all feel about I guess this is the last sports topic real quick. How y'all feel about where the Lakers stand with Russ and everything that's been going on with that? He's clearly not coming back next year.
Did you see that post-game press conference where he was like, the reporter was like, is this what you envisioned or something like that? He said something about how he envisioned it. Russ was being such a baby about it. He was like, what I envision.
Yeah.
See, you don't know what I envision. Like, bro, you're not about to get a win off of this reporter.
Right.
Like, just admit to the fact that you had expectations. You thought you guys were going to go to the championship. Like, everybody thought this was a championship team. And it didn't work out this year. Like, shit happens. I respect you more for that. But
we terrible, bro. Like, I hate, like, we playing right now. Probably, I guarantee we getting smacked. Oh, shit.
Everybody.
And we down 7 to the Warriors in the third.
Embarrassed.
Yeah, it's ugly. So he's really not coming back. Like they said today, it's like a mutual.
Impossible.
The detention is too heavy, but he said he definitely opted into that contract because he's not gonna get nowhere near $47 million if he don't opt into that contract.
I think that'll be the trade agreement though. Remember when me and him had a conversation where we was talking about like potential trades, and so I told him like, what does the league have to offer for Dame? No team has cap space. I Googled it. There are 3 teams with cap space. The Detroit Pistons have the most cap space with like $70-80 million. I think the Spurs and then the Magic. I think those are the 3 teams. There are 3 teams. Every other team is capped. Hard capped. It's crazy. Like, we've almost never seen it. So even with a salary cap increase, no team really has a wiggle room. No great team has any wiggle room to sign anybody. Every move that any great team can make has to be a trade. Every single team, East and West, that you can name of the title contending teams are all fully loaded. So they can only make trades. So I told him about Dame. I'm like, what do you have to offer for Dame? Who would do Dame for Beal? That don't work. Why would Dame agree to go to the Eastern Conference Trailblazers? Why would Bradley Beal agree to go to the Western Conference Wizards? Neither of them gets better. They in the same boat. So he's not going there. Every other top player is locked into a deal. All you got is Russ, and the Lakers got a bunch of 1-year expiring contracts. Those are beautiful to have when it's time for a trade. Expiring contracts, low, so they already expiring, they low cost, and you got semi-good players on these deals. Malik Monk could be a piece. If I got to get Dame, and we could get Dame, that's a significant plus, and we could get rid of Russ, that's another significant plus. Yeah. I'd get rid of Malik Monk for that. I wouldn't want to, but he told me I probably overpaid in the package. I told him Russ, Kendrick Nunn, Austin Reeves, THT in that pick. I would comfortably give all of them up for Dame. Take all of them. They all on low deals, veteran minimum, 1 year, and they good players. Kendrick Nunn is a great player. He's just hurt. Malik Monk is showing he's shining. Austin Reeves hitting multiple game winners in his rookie year. He's showing confidence in hitting a big shot. He's making smart defensive plays as a rookie.
Right.
Like, we got a 2021, a 2027, and 2029 first round.
Are those players even ours to trade though? Like all of them niggas on like 1-year contracts or like on expiring contracts.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of the Lakers. Having them on expiring deals, you automatically get that cap space back. So you could sign all of those players, just like
but
Russ.
You can't just sign all of them players. Like they have to agree to be signed.
Well,
like,
yeah.
I'm gonna sign you knowing that you traded me type shit. Like
for the right amount of money though, I think that happens. Just like with Russ, to trade Russ has needed to take pay cuts and re-sign every single time. And so yeah, it will require some trust on behalf of the player's part. The player would need to trust that management is going to do right by him by either coming to an agreement with the other team, like, all right, we not really finna pay you this $32 million. We gonna sign you this deal, but we gonna trade you. That way, they are the team that really wanted to pay you $32 million. That could happen, so it would take some trust, but totally doable. Remember, Russ has been traded multiple times with a seemingly unmovable contract, but it's because of trust and niggas' willingness to make it work. If niggas go that route, then I can see it. Kendrick Nunn is on a 2-year deal. They could sign Malik Monk anyway. Like, they could re-sign him anyway. And Austin Reeves, he's probably on, a 2 or 3 year deal. He a rookie, so he probably got team options on the rest of his deal anyway. So he don't got no say-so over whether he come back or not. So players, THT is on a 3-year deal, and it's the 32. So a couple of them are locked in. Yeah. And Russ is Russ. Like, he would probably re-sign with those teams. You know, like you said, he ain't getting that bread nowhere else.
Right.
Like, you better re-sign. Like, just like James Harden, part of his deal was that he had to re-sign with Philly. So I could see them coming up with something. Like, if they are so sure that they not going to have Russ on this team, that leads me to believe y'all got to have it worked out to some capacity in terms of, like, the foundation of how this is going to work. All right, if we guarantee he not going to be back, how can you be so sure? Just like he said, he got a player option. Russ decides what team he going to be on and how much money he going to get. So if he say, yeah, I'm opting in, well, how are you so sure that he's not going to be on this team once he opts into that contract? So if the Lakers are saying it's a guarantee he won't be on this team, and they don't even have the power to say that, then that has to imply that they got it some type of figured out, okay, if he does this and we package them with them, then maybe these teams will be looking like, you get what I'm saying? Like, they got to be trying to figure out some of those basics because they don't have the leverage to say it's impossible that he's back on this team. He has all of the leverage to say, nah, nigga, I'm back. So I'm wondering, like, how does this work? So with that being said, hey, Russ for Dame, because what else is there? There's no other good player. There's no team with a bunch of role players that would give them up for a good player. Because then what do you have? All you would have is a good player. That's what happened with Melo and the Knicks. The Knicks had a bunch of role players, no good players. They gave up all of them for Melo. Now it's just Melo on this team, and they sucked every year that he was on the team. So I don't see Dame walking into that. You take Russ.
Yeah, it's a couple ways of the play. I don't know, man. It's a lot of moving pieces, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely big ifs. But like I said, how can you be so sure that you're not gonna have Russ on this team? You don't have that level.
How many years is left on the Browns contract?
His deal is up after next year.
Yeah, so
this year, next year.
You only have so much time to make a big move.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's like if there's no other option, then I mean Dame is better than other options.
The facts.
If we have them, so.
Facts. Like, what do you do?
Y'all got anything else y'all want to get into?
Free Brittany Griner.
Ooh, how do y'all feel about that? That is crazy. That could actually end bad. I was telling Tiana that, like, we be hearing about them photographers and them travelers that took a picture of the wrong thing or wandered into the wrong turf and got literally 5 to 10. Like, she better hope she didn't just ruin her future, cause you don't know. Like, America don't got no say so out there. Yeah. We can't call no shots, and it's wartime out there. Like,
I feel the same way. Like, gotta make a call. Gotta call Trump or somebody. Yeah. Get me up out of here. Yeah. And it was just for some vape cartridges too. Like, I don't know how their laws work out there. But
yeah.
Damn, that's like, to face 5 to 10 for that during wartime.
Like, what? Like,
that's like that. I'm like, we're joking, but like that's some scary ass shit for real.
Real talk.
I ain't joking. That bitch going down. That bitch going down. That's her stupid ass. She
I ain't
chose the wrong
joking.
time. She chose the wrong time to be playing around and having vape cartridges going to Russia. Like, I don't know why the fuck she in Russia at a time like this anyway. She on her Dennis Rodman or Parita shit. But I don't know what the fuck she doing. But that's on her. Don't call nobody over here. But we not. But we ain't going to World War III over Ukraine. We not going to World War III over Brittany Griner either.
Take her. Behead her.
They about to have that way. We not about to go do
They said they about to have her on the front line.
What?
Like,
Ain't
what?
bad. Ain't bad. Shit.
It's
Ain't
about to be
shit.
Iron Man out there. Like,
That's all you
Captain
can.
America.
man.
Captain Russell.
You take a piece in chess, nigga. That's your piece now, nigga.
Facts.
Wish you will, nigga. We not about to send SEAL Team 6 to go get Brittany Griner, nigga.
I really hope she ain't just ruin her life, though. 'Cause that's actually scary. You know, like, who knows what a Russian prison even looks like? You know, like, just, ugh.
I knew that bitch was going down, bro. I was reading a little thing they talking about she had hashish oil, nigga. I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
they not, they about to get her, nigga. They said hashish, nigga. They about to, nigga, fuck her up, nigga.
What
That's
is that?
in like 20 years.
Yeah.
They talk about, nigga. That's what they call the vape, the cannabis, nigga, the hashish oil, nigga. I was like, oh yeah. They still giving niggas 30 for that, nigga. They talking about hashish.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they too far
No, yeah, they ain't.
outdated. Yeah.
They not fucking none of this shit we got going on.
Hey, you're going down.
That
That nigga said that
Like
bitch
it's
go.
controversial.
I'm not playing. That bitch going down.
sacrificial man.
I'm not joking.
Yeah, she out of here. She the fuck out of here, nigga.
You know.
And I think we out too. Shit, y'all got anything
Yep.
else?
That's all she wrote, man.
That's all she wrote, man. This was episode 15.
Oh God.
Family Footsteps podcast, man. Everywhere. Audio. All the platforms, shit. YouTube, Family Footsteps. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all of that good shit. And yeah. Yes.
That's what it is, man. It's the Guapster.
Yeah, Big Gizzo. You know what it is.
Nelly J.
Nah, I ain't. We out of there.